let's see how things go today. Hi everyone, welcome back to another live stream, and this time without no dark lighting around me. Full lights on. I didn't bother to prepare too much for today. No headphones as well. Let's see how this goes. How is everyone doing? Let me get the chat up real quickly because I've not been able to see the chat. Egyptian Wolf on Twitch, representing Twitch, my man. Welcome everyone to another live stream. We're here to do the Prestige Cup. This feels weird doing a live stream without headphones on. Feels really weird. Really weird. But I don't mind it. Hopefully you guys don't mind it either. If it's too light, just let me know. I'll turn the lights off, alright? I'll turn the lights off. Anyways, let's get things started. So, I also, as you guys will notice, I have no tune on the bottom left. Because we're so late into the season, I didn't see any purpose of putting the tune there. You know? And I'm also doubting if I will be able to put out a Season Max video for this season. In general, because it's been so late, and we have a season video coming up in 2 days' time, where there is a lot to talk about as well. So I think I will not do a Season Max video this time around. Anyways, let's get rolling. How's everyone doing? On a Monday evening, we got already 55 people in here. Thank you very much. Ooh, that 277 Urban looking good. The car is super inconsistent. Yeah, it is. Suffocator. I noticed it as well. It's like a super inconsistent car in general. I don't really like it to drive it. It's also maybe an excuse why I don't want to do a Season Max video, because having to get this car maxed out, my demo account, and rerunning it 50 times to get a good time. Yeah. Volkswagen Beetle Dude and Sparky Plays. Yeah, you're both on Twitch representing me as well. I should be able to beat the final time on this event. I'm running a 9.5-ish right now, so it should all be good. The month has no license plates this time around, because you'll see in a second why no license plates. It will trust me, it will all make sense. Here we go. Easy lemon squeezy. I like next season Prestige Cup, but it's slow as fuck. Yeah, it kinda is. It kinda is. I was really hoping it to be a better car. When I saw it, I tested it out a couple of times, but it's not the greatest one out there. There we go. So for 1 second, and yeah, there you see it. So for people who don't know, at the end of every season, I like to make the milestone car. I give it the subscriber number I'm at that point. So you guys will not be able to see it yet. There you see it, 9,301. That's the amount of subscribers I had when I received this car. That's basically a kind of a tribute that I did. So for this one, no license plates this time around, because I'm not going to invest keys into pulling a second one. Well, I can save my keys for better cars, like for example the MX-5 Rocket Bunny and the Maserati Liberty Walk coming up soon. So I'm gonna invest in those. Continental GT versus the Ghibli. This is like the ultimate setup. 2, 1. Have you guys seen the picture released by PlayStation today? PlayStation 5, they showed a Black Ops 1/2 remastered for PlayStation 5. I gotta get PlayStation 5, my man. They doing me dirty. They really got me dirty, my man. On to the next race. This is like the least ever effort I put into a live stream. I'm sorry guys, for the next one I will try to get this back up again. It's a bit late. I'm sleepy. I just had to get it done for today. It had to be done. I think you're better off waiting to buy a PlayStation 5 rather than jumping to PlayStation 4. Look at how long PlayStation 4 has lived on for the amount of years. How long has PlayStation 4 been out now for? I will Google this. When did the PlayStation 4 came out? This 4 real. No, not remote plate. It was released on 2013, so we are talking about 7 years worth of games on it. That's crazy. That's crazy. 7 what? So imagine if you were to buy now a PlayStation 5 for $500. You play with it for 7 years. It's like almost nothing. Okay, you have to pay also for your yearly subscription. That's fair. But I would still rather buy it now and then just like take advantage of it on the long run. On the other hand, if you buy the first version, you will not get the pro version or this and that on between. Yeah, Volkswagen Beetlejuice. Beetle Dude, not Beetlejuice. My bad. I bought my PlayStation 4 when Black Ops 3 came out. I'm not sure which year that was. 2015? I was a young man. I was a young lad. I was not doing good in school, and I bought it behind my parents' back. And I played on that thing day in, day out. Like, I was going crazy on it on Black Ops 3. I absolutely loved that game. One, go. Since then I haven't had much time to game anymore, and my PlayStation has been untouched now since, I think, October last year. Which really hurts. I think the Hypercar form is 10 times more wasteful than a Trinity Cup. Honestly, okay, about the Trinity Cup I need to make a couple of things clear. So, which is something that some people might not even like about it, but the Hypercar Forum event is not a bad event. The only thing that is terrible with the event is that Intensa Mozione, that one has just completely ruined the event to me. It's ruined, straight up, completely ruined. It's not fun anymore. They made it too hard. 8.3, it's crazy. That's what am I saying? 8. 7.8 is just too much for a car like that. You have to invest so much more into fusion parts. It's just not fair anymore. It's ridiculous. It's overpriced, and the Apollo is just completely ruining it. Because there's the event in itself, it's not too bad. The other cars in terms of difficulty was very, very doable. It's just that one car that ruined it for basically everything. And that's why it's being called like a very shitty event and being a money grab. If the Intensa Mozione would have been left out, I would have said no, it's not a money grab. It's not also not gonna say it's a money grab. I think it really comes down to really poor judgment when they made the event. I don't think they had in mind of the intention like, oh hey, let's make this the hardest car in the event. Because in terms of time, the final time is one of the easier ones compared to the other ones. No? A 7.8, not that crazy of a value if you consider Senna's a 7.5. Same for the Esco. Wasn't the Esco like a 7.9? So in terms of time, it's not too crazy. It's just that yeah, they made a mistake into putting the final time at 7.8 without thinking about how much it takes to go to 7.8 with a car like that. Because a 7.5 with a Senna is more accessible than an 8.2 with the Intensa Mozione, because McLaren fusion parts are more common, basically. No? And that's where the mistake happened. Oh, easy peasy lemon squeezy. They should have done build-up events, and I think 7 days is not enough, and then giving us only like less than a week time to build up for a Holy Trinity event. Crazy. By the way, AL302 Ace RYR. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. The red CSRS is a 7.173 record right now. Absolutely love driving that car. But honestly, the Intensa Mozione is a beautiful car, but the difficulty is just put a bit too high. It shouldn't have been that way. It's not balanced. There is no balance. Now what's gonna happen with the Holy Trinity event, which in my opinion is a bit too soon, because people will not be able to upgrade more cars. Imagine if you're a new player, you start the game, you don't have any money because you invested into another event. And you have to now, let's say you have plenty of keys and you can pull the cars anyways. We're talking about the amount of cash you have to upgrade a full Holy Trinity, which is another simply 18 million to 20 million cash. On top of 5 cars for this event, was another, 30 million cash, that's 50 million cash. 50 million to 55 million just to upgrade 7 cars in a week time. That's not possible. That's 10 million a day you have to earn in game. That's just not possible. 10 million. 10 million, you can do as many races as you want. It's too much, and that's where I think there's a lack of judgment over there. I'm not gonna say it's money greed, because what they do now is just they hurt themselves more than hurting us, basically. Yeah, I'm putting a full blame on lack of judgment at that point. Not enough testing, maybe beforehand. Yeah. I see lots of things now going on social pages, which I don't like to see, of course, is that there's loads of hatred and harm wished towards the developers, which is not something I like to see. Doesn't matter what they do, you should always stay respectful to people, in any case. But yeah, I understand some people's frustration with it. I'm not too happy with it either. I did finish the event because I paid for the car years ago, and I could have finished it without having to pay extra. But it could have just been handled better. Worst thing they did was the switching of the button placement. Suffocator, you have no idea how many times I've mistaken that already. It's crazy. Oscar, I wouldn't say this update is pure garbo. Funny Australian slang over there. It's not pure garbage. It's a quite good update. It's just that it's a bit rushed too much next to each other. The Holy Trinity event is a very good event. Yeah. Honestly, if this was something that came out of nowhere, that would have been amazing, honestly. To be fair, having the opportunity to pull one of the 3 cars of the Holy Trinity, I think this is someone so many people looked forward to. But it's just getting overshadowed by the Hypercar Forum, which is in the same period of time. It's just gonna get overshadowed, and that's where it goes wrong. I don't see why they could have waited for another week for it, you know? It's giving a bit more breathing time. Why did they nerf the 935? Well, the 935 was nerfed because the moment people saw a 6.89, which I also was able to do in a run for, they saw the moment they saw that that was not the intention of getting the car that fast, you know. Seagun, thank you very much for the donation, appreciate it. But basically, there never was the intention to make the car that fast, and once the update came out for everyone and they changed the fusion pattern profile or whatever it's called, they changed that one. They nerfed it a bit because it was before people could have gotten it. Okay, it's not fair. Yes, it's not fair. But on the other hand, the people who provided the information beforehand was not fair of getting the car maxed out already, because it was they cheated their way to get the car maxed out. It was misleading from both ends, and they did nerf it after it was shared online, because never was the intention to become the fastest car. They want to have the fastest car to be the McLaren F1 because it's the car that takes the longest to get, and it's the hardest one, then you have to grind the most for it, and it's free to obtain. That's why they want to have the F1 still king. And they nerfed it. Okay, they nerfed it a bit too much from my perspective. Could have done a little bit less nerfing on it. But I do think that nerfing was a bit fair. And on the other hand, I did see even some theories going around, which I think is absolutely ridiculous, where they say that they actually made the car that fast so they could make publicity around it as an advertisement to then actually nerf it later and be like, oh hey, it was the fastest car, people gonna buy the cars just because it's the fastest car, etc, etc, etc. Honestly, if you believe that kind of stuff, why would they make that kind of advertisement? That makes no sense. And okay, in terms of event, yes, the event was hard. Completely agree to it, the event was hard. But it was not the hardest or the second hardest, it's the third hardest event. Because compared to the Fast and Furious finale, which was extremely hard, where you had to have a car with 5 fusion parts from maxed out, compared to the Best of British event, was even crazier, requiring you all new brands, new manufacturers with the exception of the Senna. That was even crazier because you had to get those levels way up. It would have cost you a lot more than now what with one car. Like I said, the event would have not been as bad if it weren't for the Apollo Intensa Emozioni. Intensa Emozioni just ruined everything. And the Bugatti was also very doable. I've lots of people who say that the Bugatti event was actually very nice. Very fun to do because you did get a lot of free cars along the way as well. Albeit, was it through Evo Cups in between or was it through showdowns? Bugatti event, I think, is people's favorite event we've had so far. You know? I definitely had a blast with it. See, the Bugatti event was epic. indeed, the fact that there was no build-up really ruined it for a lot of people. The build-up was something they should have had for a long time. It's a bit crazy to have these amount of cars. Yeah, it's crazy. The Apollo should have been replaced with the Bugatti, do you agree? No, I don't agree. I do like that they integrated the Apollo, because it means that many people who did not have the car could get it. And honestly, the Apollo Tensazione is a car that is loved by many people. But the issue is not the car, the issue is the difficulty level linked to it. I'm not defending Natural Motion's corporate greed. This is not what I'm doing. Try to listen to what I try to say. I'm not here to say what they did was right. But I'm not saying that they had in mind, oh, let's ask $150 or $200 for a car just to finish the event. That's what I'm trying to say here. We've had events in the past where it was also expensive to participate in, but I don't think we've ever had an event with a car that you had to upgrade to this amount of level without preparation for a car that hasn't been out for 2 years. That's what I'm trying to talk about. There's just a pure lack of judgment to where the car should have been either faster on stage 5, or the final time should have been a lot slower, or fusion parts should have been more accessible. That's what I'm trying to talk about here. I'm trying to take it from an objective standpoint and not a subjective standpoint. Yes, I'm hurt as well about the people who are losing lots of money because of it and who are missing out on the car, which is 100% not fair. Completely agree with it. It's too expensive. It's ridiculous that you have to spend that much on a single car to get 935. Ridiculous. But I don't believe that the intention was there to completely screw everyone over. That's what I'm trying to say. And I know it's not many people agree with me in this view. Because at that point you might have asked yourself, why didn't they make a final time for the Yes-Go is 7.2? Just to make it look like that, you know? They could have done it, but they didn't do it. Because the event on its own was generally quite acceptable in difficulty, with the exception of the Intensazione. There we go. Easy shift pattern. The Intensazione, you can't say it really has been a choke point because it's only been a car that was in game once 2 years ago. It was always going to be the choke point. It's just that they probably just aimed at the final time, let's say, oh, 7.8 for a car that can run 8.2 without thinking about how hard it is to get that car to run at 7.8, you know? I think the big problem is that with in-game paid content is that if you compare the amount of money that you spend on a single car, it could be much more than other game or for in-real life stuff. Oscar, yeah. That's the thing with the game. But on the other hand, like many people said already on Reddit as well, it's because thanks to those players who pay for the game, we can get free-to-play content. Because right now, if you saved your keys in the past events, for example for me, on a long time, I didn't have to pull for any cars with the exception of the Chiron Pure Sport. I could pull for a P1, I could pull for a 918 without having to pay extra to get the car. To me, that's a free-to-play content. The Holy Trinity can be completely played for free. Oh, come on, this update is ridiculous on this. The freezing screen at the end, it's crazy. And then also, okay, so what else do we have in this update? Yes, in terms of Evo Cups, there's not much coming, but there's one thing that many people seem to forget. That is 2.13 will contain more free-to-play content because we have two big events coming up, being the anniversary and being Made in America. Those are two completely free events, which will come in the next update because we're about to get to that time when it's their anniversary anyways. So right now it's an expensive update, yes, but if you look at 2.13, we're looking at a more accessible event for more people. That's what, no, I know it might, yeah. it might sound ridiculous. And then also what is coming up with next update will be the Lamborghini event. With the Lamborghini event, we will have the SVJ that we can probably pull and also use in the game, which had a cup last year. Use the SC18, which you could have won in the cup last year as well. And then it comes to a paywall, and on some hand I do understand the frustration of many people where it says it's a paywall, but on the other hand, trust me, it's not worth it to get every car in game. It's not worth it. Let's say I will show you guys something that is ridiculous. That I don't understand people's frustration with it. We have another lagging screen. It's something that people don't take into mind. Come on, it's again. So I have so many cars in the first few garages which are paid cars from past Flash events. I'm not sure if you guys saw my video on the Hypercar forum, where you can see the mileage ran on my Intensa Emozione. Basically, think about the fact that I bought that car 2 years ago. $20. I paid some crates to finish the event back then, which had a final time of a 9.2. If I recall correctly, 9.2, 9.3. Back then, and I paid quite a lot for the crates for it. And then if you see what I actually used for that car, the amount of times that I actually drove it. Trying to find the garage. Here. Where did I put it? Somewhere, didn't I? Where did I put it? Forgot where I put it. Oh. Let me try to take another car for example. Okay, let's see for example Akula. Akula was also a pain of a car in the previous event, right? Think about the amount of cash you invested into getting this car to then drive it for 27 miles. And other than that, it's just standing there. Same goes for the Ultima RS. 26 miles. Noble, probably even less. 29 miles. That's already 3 paid cars that I've only driven not even 400 miles together. I think the Avantra is even more ridiculous, to be honest. 27 miles, okay. 0.5 miles. I paid $20 for this car. On my main account, I do pay for every single car on my main account. I've only driven it for half a mile. Is it really worth it to go for every car that comes to the game? No, it's not worth it. And I do understand people's frustration with it, but on the other hand, if it was me playing this game after 3 years, I wouldn't invest in every single car that would come out of the game. I would just pay 1 or 2 and that be done with it. Okay, there is paywall events behind it. It happens with many games. Or just not spend on it. What am I missing out? Okay, I'm missing out on 935. Am I gonna miss it in 2 weeks' time? No, because I'm using another car anyways. The one that I use online all the time. The 935 is a nice collector piece for me right now. Because I do have the opportunity to make YouTube videos around it. But to be fair, is it worth it to pay for every car in game? No. Pay for the ones you like. Pay for the ones you want to race with. That's why you should do it. Basically. If you love that carbon MSO because you love it being a carbon MSO, go for the car. Oh. Did I love the Javelin? Not really. I did get it though still. Don't really 100% like it. Still have paid for it. It's still there. I know many say, oh, you're working on Natural Motion on your dummy account so you get stuff for free on your main account. No, that's not true. My main account is still completely paid everything by myself. Because my main account, the goal of my main account is to be like any other player out there. I want to know what you guys go through to certain processes where I can see it from a player perspective how things go through. That's basically. Yeah, Yusef, like, look, I really used to love the 003S. But no one even knows about the existence of that car anymore. Because it's just not relevant anymore. That's why people... Was it worth it for me to spend 22 bucks on a car that is not relevant anymore? Not really. Is it worth it to spend 150 to 200 on a car that you will just collect dust with anyways? No. And even if it was a free event, even if the car was for free, people would still be complaining about it being too hard because of the pole intensa emozione requiring that many upgrades. No. There's always going to be a side of the story where people are pissed off about it. And 935 at some point will most likely come to the game, where it's going to be accessible for more people as maybe a single color version without the Martini livery. And even then, in 2 weeks' time, the car will become irrelevant. Unless for some people which really love that car and have it in their garage because they wanted to have it. 2 weeks' time it's all going to be about the Veneno Roadster. Then after that's going to be another car, and then it's going to be another car, you know? And then it all goes back to the McLaren F1. Behind it, and I do hear about lots of people saying, why don't they just sell cars for cheaper? Instead of 20 bucks, why do 10 bucks? Why don't you do 10 bucks? Why don't you do 5 bucks? Well, that is simply because of the simple economics of the game. If you sell something for 20 bucks and then you will say, want to sell it for 10 bucks, how many times do you have to get the sales? You have to get more than double the sales. And if you do it by 5 bucks, you need to get quadruple the sales. And that will not happen. I'm pretty damn sure that because it goes to 10 bucks, people will still say that's too much for me. I'm not paying 20 bucks for it, I'd rather get a pizza. Oh. And I think at that point, honestly, Natural Motion could even make it more expensive. If they could, like, let's say, ask 30 bucks for it, I think they would make more than they do asking 20 bucks for it. Luckily, they don't ask 30 bucks for it. It would have been even crazier. But that's just how economics work. And honestly, it is kind of frustrating to see that the moment you go onto online communities, the moment that you actually pay for stuff, you're considered to be a whale. That people say boycott this, boycott that. Everyone is entitled to do with their own money what they want to do. Like AL said, only spend on the cars you really like to spend on. If you really like the Valhalla because it's an amazing car and it looks good, spend on the Valhalla. Go for it, that's it. That's the way you should really embrace how the game works. Or you say I don't spend at all, and you say only when the bundles come up for gold keys, so I can pull myself a special loyalty. Because what people still seem to forget is that in a couple of days of time, in a couple of days time, we will all get a sweet Lamborghini with the silhouette Liberty Walk kit. No one is talking about that. Literally no one. Because we take milestone cars completely for granted nowadays. Completely. That is something that has been frustrating me already for a long time. And that is, we take milestone cars so much for granted nowadays that, yeah. It's like the most normal thing ever, and then you get a super special car and it's like, no, the other car is paid, I want to have that one. There it goes. Okay, so we still need 1, 2, 3. Still need 3 stage 6 spots. So this is the part for newer players where I ask you guys, what stage 6 spot do you guys think I will be able to get next race? So normally I get a duplicate, no, just kidding aside. Normally I would go with a nitrous, I think, because nitrous is the most effective, but a transmission would be a really good one for this. I really want to get a transmission. Let me know down in the chat what you guys think will be the stage 6 spot for today. But I think she's going to go for a duplicate. Chances are 4 out of 7. Let's see what happens. Continental GT. There we go. Everyone going for a transmission in the chat. AL going for the full duplicate. You are an optimistic man. 3, 2, 1, go. We go easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Go with it. Come on, please give me, just give me. Something useful. Just give me something. That's all I ask for. Something useful. Come on. Oh. I don't think I can even install it. What? I didn't even think I. Show me what you got. No, I can't even install it. Thank you very much for the duplicate. Like any other time, basically. There we go. Second to last race. What time is it? Where's my phone? There is my phone. There is my phone. Oh, midnight. I called it a duplicate intake. Jonathan, next time just say the thing that I want to have, okay? Dude. This shift button is just crazy on this car. By the way, did you guys see the new rims that got added to the LaFerrari? I just realized this. I saw a picture of it today. Did everyone see that? I'm gonna show this real quickly. They added something quite special. Before we go on to the final race, I really want to show this. It really looks dope. Really. Hang on. Buy cars. His LaFerrari disappeared from the dealership the moment the update dropped. This is something that many people didn't even see yet, most likely. So, didn't hypercar for him? Maybe. No! Not there, it's not. There's a special tab for Holy Trinity. Trinity. Let me see. We have the P1. LaFerrari. By the way, to avoid confusion, it does show the 918 with the VISEC package for this event. Which, by the way, is not a spider, but is a closed top. But anyways, this does not mean that you cannot use the other one. So you can also use the regular 918 spider and the Martini livery. Just this is an option that will be pullable on a drop rate most likely. Anyways, for LaFerrari then. The LaFerrari on the wheels, there is a new wheel. There's a new wheel coming straight from the FXXK. And this really changes the looks completely on this car. I am baffled about how much this changes the car. It's crazy. There are some nice import variants as well you can go for. Every car now basically has its own version of it with the black rims. And some... Oh, this blue with these rims. This looks... Can't deny this looks good, doesn't it? Or this blue? Okay, greenless. Greenless. I think green I would rather stick with the black rims. But this one here? Honestly, this is the car I would go for. I can't switch around. But that would be the version I would really... Okay, let's go on to the final race then for today. Oh, I pressed it too. Again. Oh. One more press button. Back button. I was almost there. There we go. Final race. It should be doable for today. I am able to do 9.6. But hopefully it's a close race where we can get a nice replay shot. Ooh, with a P1. That's going to be a very fast accelerating car. He will probably get the jump on me. And we'll be able to catch up with him. 3, 2, 1, go. He got the jump on me. That was a terrible first shift though. But yeah, we're going to catch him. Past him. Yeah, there, we did it, boys. We finished it. Finish him. We're going to get a nice replay shot as well of the car. And that's, oh boys, that's what matters. No, don't tell me he just passes it. No, you're kidding me? It should have been a nice race. No. I wished Android had this replay mode. I do not understand why Android does not get this replay. It's such an amazing feature. This is like an easy thumbnail machine. There we go. We're gonna open up one more crate for today. Then we're gonna end it. First we're gonna check what position I'm in the crew, because I'm way too low. I'm slacking again. Yeah, I'm not doing too well today. Oh wait, I am doing not... What? I am twice in the crew, my man. It's because the final race didn't synchronize yet, so I'm not doing too bad. I will hit the 1 million minimum. Thank you very much for the 2 gold keys. I will take that and maybe use them for the 918 Vice package. Okay, fine. So to close off for today, I will do 1 silver crate. Let's see what happens. Alright guys, up to you. Please let me know in the chat how many stars you guys will think it will be. I'm gonna open up a bronze crate first so we can debunk whether we're gonna have the nice trick to get the car. You know. Oh, we got an epic part. That means we're gonna get a 5-star without a doubt. It will be a 5-star. It will be. We just had no red part. Now we have to wait till sunrise stands at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. No, just wait. 3, 2, 1, go. That's the trick. And we get 2-star. Not too bad. Oh my god, please don't tell me it's a Range Rover. Please don't tell me it's a Range Rover. Oh, okay, it's not too bad. Oh, it's a nice spec as well. But does it matter? No, because you can customize it from nowadays. From now on, we can just customize it. Also, this is something that I want to discuss. Maybe someone can... Before I go, this is the final thing I want to discuss. For newer players, there are probably some newer players out there as well watching this. I think, this is a theory, I haven't tested it yet. If you were to buy a Huracan coupe for cash, once it's fully elited or from a certain amount of stars on. Oh. Gone. So what I wanted to check real quickly is my... Go more to the back. Where is it? There we go, the Huracan Coupe. So I have a feeling at the moment... Oh, this livery is stuck on it. Is this a standard livery? I don't know. But the moment you get to a certain level, if you were to buy a car or if you have pulled a car, I think that the performances will become equally. So whether you pull a 3-star Huracan Coupe or you buy it, I think they will both end up with the same performance. I have a hunch on that. I will have to test it out. I can't confirm it yet. But I have a feeling if you do those two, that they will end up with the same amount of fusion parts. So right now, if you elite this car by accident at some point in your game with the bought version with 0-star, I think you actually might have done a good thing here. But this is not confirmed yet. I will have to do some tests around this. Not really sure. Right? Anyways, guys, with that, I will close off for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, do not hesitate to leave a like. Subscribe for more content like this. My name is Miller. See you on Thursday for the season video. See you around and keep racing. Good night, everyone. Take care.